I'm your cult boyfriend. My name is Zach, and I really want to talk about musicals. So we're gonna react to top 10 movie musicals that should never be remade by MsMojo, which I think is Watch Mojo's literal sister channel. I just want to talk about musicals. I don't think there's going to be much happening with this video for me to really chew on, but it's definitely going to show me some musicals that I want to talk about, and I haven't yet. Hopefully, I was looking for things to talk about because I really want to talk about Cabaret again because I'm pretty sure Cabaret is my favorite movie because I've been heartbroken and just extremely depressed in general lately. I've I've had a nightmarish existence lately. So I really want to talk about Cabaret again, but I don't want to make a whole nother video, like more thoughts on Cabaret, because I feel like that would seem self-indulgent. So maybe all of us can get some entertainment out of this video. And I see like 0 seconds, the very start of the video is Joel Grey. So I think I'm going to be able to talk about Cabaret. But hopefully also talk about other musicals that I love and just haven't made a video about or haven't warranted an entire video yet. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just have fun. That's the point of this video here. Have fun and how to talk about Cabaret more. Those are our goals. That's the reason for this video.
So, life is disappointing. Forget it. In here,
Life is beautiful.
Welcome
The
to
girls are
MsMojo.
beautiful. Even the orchestra is beautiful.
And today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie musicals that should never be remade.
Oh, just to talk on the premise of this video, I don't care if things are remade, like, at all. In fact, I think Cabaret could make, I think you can make a good remake of Cabaret. Honestly. I think you can make a good remake of anything. I don't care about things that shouldn't be remade. I just think that this video will have, like, I'll have a couple good musicals that I can talk about. I don't care if you remake a musical. Remake it. Remake it. Come on. Do it. Remake everything. I don't care.
Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab. I see you shiver with...
Like, the Rocky Horror Picture Show shouldn't be remade because it was never good to begin with, though.
anticipation.
So, like, I don't care.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most notable films that should be left alone, either because they're already perfect or because of questionable subject matters.
Whoa, when are we gonna get into... I didn't know this video was gonna be spicy. Okay, viewers. Warning is in effect.
Which of these movie musicals is your favorite? Let us know in
Problematic. And then they show Mary Poppins. Am I forgetting something? Like, maybe I'm forgetting something about Mary Poppins that I should really not
the
forget.
comments. Number
Cabaret. Oh, whoa, Cabaret is on this list. Who would have thought? I haven't watched this video. I just know that Cabaret is on this list. But hey, let's talk about
10,
Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Willkommen, bienvenue.
Welcome in Cabaret. Oh, Cabaret. Oh.
Cabaret to cabaret.
One of the best performances I've ever
Some say
fucking
that
seen, dude. One of the
if there
best
were
ever.
to ever be a Cabaret remake, they'd like it to be closer to the stage version. But it's actually the
Why?
differences that have allowed this 1972 film to stand the test of time. With its serious subject matter and political satire, it redefined the movie musical genre.
Who's there?
Dude. Okay, give me a second.
Hunger. Oh, hunger.
See how the flies
Flies
out
out
the
the
door. Money makes the birds soar around, the birds soar around.
So, Cabaret is my favorite movie. I've decided because I recently watched it, made a video about it too, called "And I Love a Cabaret," where I connected to it so intensely, right? Because I love hanging out with like bohemian types or wannabe bohemian types. I hang out with like artists and anarchists and nonconformists, like intense nonconformists, like people on perpetual suicide drives through their existential inertia, and it's really cool. And I've always fallen for, ever since my very first girlfriend, I've always fallen for Sally Bowles. Every girl has been a carbon copy of Liza Minnelli and Cabaret. And like I said, I recently had my heart broke a little bit, and I was able to watch Cabaret and just make peace and reacquaint myself and champion and fall in love all over again with every Sally that ever came into my life and turned it upside down, with every Sally that stole my heart. And I want every Sally to win. Maybe this time she will. And Cabaret, as they've talked about, like some of the political commentary, I think it's a bit extreme too. I love it for being extreme because it's giving you a juxtaposition between decadence and extreme order, perverted order, right? The Nazi Party is this extreme purpose, and Cabaret is extreme freedom, which doesn't have a meaning, which does not have a purpose. You have a choice, and you don't have one that is nuanced. You either can choose purpose or you can abandon purpose. You have meaning or meaninglessness. But meaninglessness is beautiful because freedom doesn't have a purpose. That's the reason why nihilism will always win out over fascism. And that's actually the reason why fascism's enemy will always be anarchism. And that's why romance, love, art, rebellion does not exist within ordered communities, civilizations, philosophies, mindsets. Now, a lot of people get hurt at these cabaret clubs of life. Life is a cabaret, old chum, and I love the cabaret. It's only a cabaret, and I love a cabaret. All of these artists that I hang out with, all of these girls that I fall in love with, these helplessly hopeful ones, these nihilistic queens of a certain kind of virtue, they always break my heart. And cabaret helps me make peace with the heartache and love them even more for making me feel so intensely, even if it is derived from pain. And also, Bob Fosse is an incredible director. Liza Minnelli is flawless as Sally Bowles. Um, and Cabaret like can make me cry and make me happy and remind me that love and meaninglessness, they're intimately linked because love is so beautiful, because love ultimately doesn't have a purpose. It has a melody, it has physicality, it has pain, and it has chaos. I love all of my chaotic dream girls forever. You guys are great. But Cabaret like completely moved me, right? And the film is a lot better than the stage play. It's a masterful adaptation, to be honest. And this song Money is the best number in the whole play. It's my favorite musical number of all time. Like the song Cabaret from Cabaret, that's the one that makes me cry and reminds me of that these women are not only like girls that stole my heart. They're also heroic and certainly virtuous, and I miss them, and I hope that maybe this time they can win eventually. But this song is so gleefully nihilistic and I mean, deliberately callous, uh, that it perfectly and effortlessly captures an anarchic sort of rejection in the form of a mock celebration of extreme and exorbitant wealth I love it. And the way that they echo each other's movements and words, and they deliver these demented glares at each other. These two together, whoa. It's the only song they share together. And yeah, musical cinema peaked right here. Wow. Not only packs a punch, but it is obscene, it's vulgar, and it's immaculate.
Makes all the song the clinking, clanking sound.
The use of the Kit Kat Club setting to comment on the outside world was also pure
Look at that, it's fucking brilliant.
genius. Ultimately, without
Mmm. So sexy, dude. But that right there, that like that captures, that embodies every girl I've ever gone after and every girl that ever decided to go after me. Because I see within that like the living symbolism for rebellion, for rejection. And it's through rebellion and through rejection where love is at its most impassioned. I will always love Sally Bowles. Sally, you got my heart. You really do.
Bob Fosse at the helm, and Liza Minnelli and Joel Grey in the spotlight, any remake would only live in the original's shadow.
I mean, you can remake Cabaret, it's fine. In fact, like, a decent argument for remaking, like, films is whether or not the content of that film can speak to contemporary issues and woes and fears and concerns. Cabaret absolutely does. Like, if you're gonna remake Cabaret, remake it now, okay? Like, do it now. Um, it's extremely relevant now. If you're gonna remake it, do it now. Like, I'm not against remakes. You can do it. Like Liza Minnelli, her iconic status, it's nothing can take that away. Like, it's not going to corrupt the original at all. And come on, we can't treat a film that is as wildly counterculture, as wildly chaotic and free, um, and nihilistic as Cabaret. We can't treat like the most masterful nihilistic musical masterpiece that's full of love and pathos. We can't treat Cabaret in this kind of purist way or elitist way, because that's insufferable. That misses the entire point of the original movie. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret.
So I do what I do.
Oh my god.
When I'm through, then I'm through. And I'm through. Toodaloo.
Bro! Mine Air is like so sexy and mean and fucking awesome, dude. I love that song. That chair, that chair belongs in a museum. And that hat.
Number 9. And
I was just watching An American in Paris before I decided, like, it was like, I don't want to make a whole video about it, but I want to talk about it. I'm so happy it's here. I love An American in Paris. My most controversial take on An American in Paris isn't that it's simply better than Singin' in the Rain, because it is. That it's better than The Red Shoes, which I think Gene Kelly was inspired by, especially with the ending of An American in Paris. The ending is better than the dream sequence from The Red Shoes. If you don't believe me, rewatch An American in Paris. It's Gene Kelly at its best, and Vincent Minnelli. So we got Liza's dad here, making one of the finest Hollywood musicals of all time.
An American in Paris. To try and recreate this film without Gene Kelly would simply be unthinkable.
What? Why? Why? So I really like ballet, right? Like, I'm a huge ballet guy. You know, fucking, I love ballet. And Christopher Wheeldon is is a modern dance choreographer for the Royal Ballet, and he actually put on An American in Paris, and I wanted to see it so bad. I think they even took some of the work he choreographed for the Royal Ballet, like some new dance numbers, and they transposed it. They brought it over to America for like the Broadway revival of An American in Paris, and it was probably incredible. Christopher Wheeldon, he did the Winter's Tale and Alice in Wonderland for the Royal Ballet, which are two of the best pieces of modern dance that you could ever see. And it's like populist too, like it's accessible. It's not like this weird postmodern thing. Um, Christopher Wheeldon apparently did like a great job with An American in Paris. You could absolutely remake this without Gene Kelly. Maybe you can even reignite um, the American infatuation with ballet because that's been dead for a while, and I think ballet is probably the most beautiful art form ever conceived. I love the dancing so much, I love the movement so much. I love everything about ballet. That's Gene Kelly. We can do it without Gene Kelly. He's great. He's great, but I don't like that weird sort of like idolization.
Awful nice, awful nice, paradise, paradise.
Mm.
What I'd love to see.
He was a great tap dancer, though. Look at that.
Not only did he
So charming, dude.
star as Jerry Mulligan, but
Like, I love that he was in Demi's Young Girls of Rush Fur. So much. Demi used him so well.
he also choreographed the dance numbers.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and he's a genius choreographer. But Christopher Wheeldon, I'm not kidding. Christopher Wheeldon's a better dance choreographer than Gene Kelly. I'm not afraid to say that at all. At all. Like, this could totally be remade. It's not untouchable. Gene Kelly would be floored, flat out impressed by what Christopher Wheeldon is able to do through ballet.
Kelly
And Christopher Wheeldon choreographed some great tap dancing for the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. Please go watch that video's on YouTube. Go watch what modern tap dancing looks like. Blow your fucking mind, bruh.
was in good company, as this MGM classic boasted an incredible team both in front of and behind the camera. In terms of artistry,
That is so beautiful. This scene right here, dude. Ooh, better than the red shoes. Easily, no question.
there's still nothing quite like it today. It won 6 Oscars, including Best Picture. Plus, Kelly was awarded the Academy Honorary Award.
I think you have a great deal of talent.
Dude. Who cares?
Now, it doesn't hurt to have somebody rooting for you, does it?
It'll be the first time anybody ever did.
Well, then let me.
And in 1993, the movie was enlisted to the United States National Film Registry for being, quote, culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
It's all of those things, but like I don't care about all these accolades. I've never cared about like the reputation of a film. And I don't think you're convincing anyone through that argument. An American in Paris is just fucking beautiful and life affirming, and the ending of it is transcendentally gorgeous.
We'd say it's all 3, which is why it should be left alone.
Who could ask for anything more?
Who could ask for anything more? I mean, yeah, you're never gonna get another Gene Kelly, but you can remake it still. Gene Kelly was a one of a kind dude. Love him.
Number 8, Moulin Rouge. Given the success of the stage musical, we can see
You leave Boz alone.
why it might be tempting to recreate this jukebox movie. However, Baz Luhrmann's
You even called it a jukebox movie. That's not like that's not doesn't make it sound very sacred.
direction and unique flavor
I like Moulin Rouge, okay? I like it. It's not anywhere near my favorite Baz Luhrmann film and nowhere on my favorite musical list. My favorite Baz Luhrmann film is Romeo plus Juliet. I think it's beautiful. It was a beautiful postmodern film. But Moulin Rouge, it is too much Boz, too much my dude. But fun as fuck. I don't care. Rem- Remake it if you want. I don't see why you'd ever want to though.
are simply
Like the references would be like Dinosaur Age.
Paralleled.
I've just invented dirt, and though I mustn't gloat at the Moulin Rouge,
As if that wasn't enough, the casting is so spot on that we can't imagine anyone else in the starring role.
Okay, it's a fun movie. It's nowhere near the level of like An American in Paris or Cabaret. Like, I love that they just went through An American in Paris's like resume of like, it was inducted into the Motion Picture Hall of Fame for being aesthetically and artistically and culturally significant. What can you possibly say about Moulin Rouge now? That's probably why you shouldn't have used that argument for An American in Paris. You're like, and Moulin Rouge was, my mom liked it. Like, what else? What can you say?
The film is far from perfect,
Okay, you guys know.
with its cultural appropriation,
No, that's not why. It's the least of the film's worries or concerns.
lack of diversity,
Lack of diversity. In Moulin Rouge. Fuck off. What are you on about? We just talked about two of the whitest movies I've ever seen. I mean, Cabaret does have like queer representation. I guess it's got that going for it. But are you telling me Moulin Rouge doesn't?
and well, pretty much everything about the Duke.
I don't care about your ridiculous dogma. Why shouldn't the courtesan choose the Maharaja? Because she doesn't love you.
Fucking weird movie.
But it was a huge commercial success, grossing roughly $179.2 million. It also garnered 8 Academy Award nominations. And we'll always love the 2001 flick's Come What May number. All things considered, there's simply no need to
I think Ewan and Nicole looked really good together.
revisit Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
Number
Nicely
7.
done, whoever was dubbing Ewan McGregor. You can remake Chicago? What the fuck are you talking about?
Chicago.
Like, I want them to remake Chicago. I think Catherine Zeta-Jones is a knockout, brilliant in the Chicago film. I even think John C. Reilly is very good in the Chicago film, but I think that's where my love for it starts and ends, is mostly with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Chicago was a Broadway musical that Bob Fosse, who directed Cabaret, like choreographed and wrote the book for. I don't get Fosse energy from the 2002 film. I simply don't. So like you can definitely remake Chicago and make it more make it the way Bob Fosse would make it in the year of our Lord 2023 or whatever. Do it.
When Chicago won the Oscar for Best Picture, it broke a decades-long drought.
Don't mean a thing.
The first good thing you can do is not cast Richard Gere. He was awful.
All I care about is love. That's what I'm here for.
The last movie musical to earn the coveted award was Oliver, way back in the late 1960s.
Why do we care about the Oscars so much? The Oscars don't validate things that are actually artistically significant or relevant. All the Oscars do is mark where the status quo is at that year and that time. The Oscars are the enemy.
While there's nothing quite like live theater, the film razzle-dazzled fans of the stage show and created a new generation of musical lovers.
Maybe. I think Rent did more. For musical lovers around this time, yeah, Rent definitely did more.
And the audience loves.
And Rent isn't even that good. You can definitely remake Rent and make it better. Chris Columbus, I think, made Rent, and he's never made anything decent in his life.
Me. And I love them. And they love me for loving them. And I love them for
I wasn't too crazy about Renee in this movie. Sorry.
loving me.
Our adoration for Kander and Ebb's music was renewed, and the Bob Fosse-inspired choreography was perfect.
It was not perfect. Do it a little better. Do it better.
The entire cast, led by Renee Zellweger and Catherine Zeta-Jones, also gave powerful
Catherine Zeta-Jones was extraordinary in the film. For real. So it's worth watching just to see Catherine Zeta-Jones like transcend.
And energized performances.
That's a cool number,
dude. It was a major
dude.
commercial hit, earning hundreds of millions worldwide. There's nothing we would change about this stage-to-screen adaptation.
Why not, though? I would change so much.
And you know what they say, if it ain't broke.
She's so cool. Ooh, now that's a straight Sally Bowles right there. You see what I'm talking about?
Number 6.
I don't care about Mary Poppins. Remake it. Burn it. Burn it with I don't give a fuck about Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins. When Mary Poppins Returns was released in 2018, it was made abundantly clear that it was not a remake. Evidently, they knew that the original shouldn't be touched.
It's not that good. Fuck Mary Poppins.
As I expected, Mary Poppins practically perfect in every way.
Just because you grew up with something, or just because something's tradition, doesn't mean it's valuable. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let it die.
The iconic 1964 movie performed incredibly well on all fronts, getting a warm welcome from fans and critics alike. It was notably the only Disney flick to be considered for Best Picture, while Walt himself was—
God, whoever wrote this just Googled Oscars. Oscar. I don't care. What is the film saying? Nothing. Nothing good.
Was alive. Plus, its use of animation changed the face of cinema.
Looks like shit. Okay, it looks fine. I'm just getting mad now.
Good morning.
Oh, yes, quiet.
The
Idiot.
enchanting story and extraordinary soundtrack continue to hold a special place in our hearts, and garner new fans with each additional generation. It's practically perfect in every
No, parents fucking indoctrinate their kids. There's no kid who just naturally likes Mary Poppins. That kid doesn't exist.
way, so its legacy should undoubtedly be preserved.
Practically perfect people never permit sentiment to muddle their thinking.
Number 5.
Fuck that, dude.
A Star is Born.
Hey, this movie is good.
The first iteration of this
It's been famously remade a few times. What are you talking about? It was fine.
film was released in 1937 and featured Janet
So you're fucking talking about a remake. In your video about how things shouldn't be remade, this is a good argument for why they should be remade. Fucking MsMojo, get your logic consistent for fucking 7 minutes.
Gaynor and Frederick March. But after Judy Garland famously
Love you, Judy.
crooned The Man That Got Away in 1954, A Star is Born was embedded in the U.S. National Film Registry.
That great beginning has seen a final inning. Don't know what happened. It's all a crazy game.
Ah, dude. You can see where Liza got it from. Judy was untouchable.
Yet that didn't stop others from trying.
But I do like Liza Minnelli's performance in Cabaret more than anything Judy Garland ever did. Liza transcended like an impossible task. I don't think of Judy at all when I'm watching Sally Bowles. I hardly think of Liza. Think of like the most intensely personal things ever. Cabaret is a perfect film.
Trying to recreate the
Thank you,
project's
Liza
success.
Minnelli.
Notably, there was Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson's famous 1976 adaptation.
This one sucked.
And of course, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper got everyone's attention when they brought the movie back into the spotlight in 2018.
I haven't watched this one, so I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch this one though. It's not. I think Lady Gaga could be fun. Bradley Cooper is just. If you want me not to think a movie's interesting, cast Bradley Cooper in it. If you really want me to think that a movie is not worth my time, have him direct it.
In short, we think this story's been told enough to last a lifetime.
Don't wanna start another fire.
Wait, so are you defending all of these remakes? Fuck off, MsMojo. What are you doing?
Don't wanna know another kiss.
Sounds good, though.
Baby, unless they are your lips.
That sounds good.
Number 4. Fiddler on the
I am not a good Jewish boy. I hate this movie.
Roof. If you're thinking it'd be odd to revisit a movie about tradition, you'd be right.
And because of our traditions, every one of us knows.
It is so cringe. My grandmother, she watches this like all the fucking time, dude. It's so bad and long and fucked up.
Who he
and bad.
is.
Did I say it was bad? It is.
And what God expects him to do.
The 1971 production came from the musical, which was rooted in the short stories of Sholem Aleichem. The film follows Anatevka's Jewish community as they navigate incredibly difficult times. So any attempt to revive it would require a proper understanding of the plot's immense cultural and historical significance.
The attempt to remake it. Damn. Where are you gonna find fucking Jews in Hollywood? We understand the culture. What are you talking about? You can remake it. It's not like there's still Jews, MsMojo. We still exist. We can still make this movie. We'd still get it. It would be impossible to understand. What are you talking about? It's our culture. I just hate this.
Plus, you arguably won't get a better or more representative cast than the one from this feature.
Representative. What are you on about? Where are you gonna find guys that look like this these days? Where are you gonna find them?
Putting all that aside, who would choreograph anything more iconic than the bottle dance?
Literally anyone. The fucking neighbor could.
Nevertheless, a new adaptation was announced in 2020. But if it were up to us, we'd say l'chaim to the original and let it be.
Don't insult me. Don't do that.
Really, sometimes I think, when things are too quiet up there, you say to yourself,
you can't remake it because it'll seem like bad caricatures.
Let's see. What?
This is the one that shouldn't be remade, okay? I am now against remakes. Don't remake this movie, please.
What kind of mischief?
I can't take it.
Can I play on my friend Tevier?
Number 3. The Wizard of Oz.
Hasn't it been remade? Remake The Wizard of Oz. I don't care about the sanctity of The Wizard of Oz. But Judy, once again, untouchable. You're awesome. You're killing it, girl.
Oz. L. Frank Baum's novel has had its fair share of adaptations over the years, with the latest said to be currently in the works. But the 1939 picture can't be rivaled.
I don't think anyone's going to try to rival it. I don't think that's the point of remakes necessarily. Like, we need to lose this, like, dogmatic understanding of what a remake is. A remake isn't saying, forget about the old one, or I'm better than the old one. The remake is saying, let's revisit these themes. The remake is just saying, hey, watch this. That's all it's fucking saying. It's not saying, don't watch that. I'm such a punk kid. I can't hear this song anymore without thinking about the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes version. It's really good. Come on.
In fact, it was submitted to UNESCO's Memory of the World Register, which is a true testament to its place in cinematic history.
I hate the narration a little bit. Cinematic history. And she did it earlier with like $100 million.
The cast and costumes, songs and story, and magical special effects all come together to make this movie one of the best of all time.
I don't really have like an affinity for this one. I don't know. I guess I do like more nihilistic musicals. Kind of. I think that's why I think Bob Fosse is the best. And Jack Demme is pretty fucking depressing too. But it kind of shows you how like American-centric this list is. Because I haven't seen Umbrellas of Cherbourg or The Young Girls of Rushford. I think any list about musicals needs to have at least one Jack Demme film. One film starring Catherine Deneuve, or else it's an illegitimate list.
Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, the Wizard of Wisdom.
You can remake this, it's fine. If you remake it, definitely include a dwarf that hung himself in the background of this song. An Easter egg for all of us true believers.
It would be practically impossible to follow in Dorothy's ruby slippers. Anyone trying better pull out all the stops or be gone before.
I can write shit like this. MsMojo, you need a new writer? Hit me up. Hit me up. I'll write with a pen name. I don't care. I can write stuff like this in my sleep.
Someone drops a house on their idea too.
Puns included, dude. I can do even better ones, even grosser ones.
Just try to stay out of my way. Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
Number 2, the.
Oh my god. Fuck this movie. Do you guys remember a movie called The Pacifier? I always think about it when, like, it's a Disney movie starring The Rock, or he's like, I don't know the story exactly, but let's just say he's like some Navy SEAL who has to go like undercover, become like a nanny for a bunch of kids or something. And so it's like a fish out of water thing. Big man with children. Oh, big man can't do maternal or feminine things. Haha, very funny. But there's a point where you think the movie from Disney is about to get extremely heavy when he goes through like the blonde teenage's son, like he goes through his backpack and finds a Nazi uniform, and you're like, whoa, what kind of turn is the pacifier about to make? And no, he's just in The Sound of Music. He plays like the teenage girl's boyfriend in here. When it sings like "You are 16, going on 17," which is a really good song, but I always think of The Pacifier when the Disney movie had like a fake scare of like, oh shit, this kid's a Nazi, and The Rock's face when he's like, what?
Sound of Music. With its stirring story and sensational music, this movie is one of our favorite.
Oh, I was gonna do it. I was gonna say this movie isn't one of my favorite things. See, MsMojo, I can be just as good. Hire me. I'm gonna write under a pen name, like Milo Richardson. Fans of mine, if you see a MsMojo video written by Milo Richardson, that's me.
Favorite things. It takes us to the beautiful landscape of Austria for a dramatization of the real Maria von Trapp's memoirs.
With each step I am more certain everything will turn out fine.
I guess Julie Andrews I've never really cared about her. Never really connected with me in the way that like Eliza Minnelli has, or a Judy Garland has, or just hasn't connected with me. I'm sorry. Or a Gene Kelly or a Fred Astaire just has not connected with me.
I have confidence the world can all be mine. They'll have to agree I have confidence in me.
You probably won't be surprised to learn that it won Best Picture at both the Academy Awards
I
and
also
Golden Globes.
don't care.
Unsurprisingly, those are just some of the numerous accolades it received, which gives you an idea of its box office.
Which gives you an idea of how unchallenging it was to the status quo.
Success. We'd also be remiss not to mention Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer's stellar performances.
Fräulein, were you this much trouble at the Abbey?
They're good, I just don't care.
It's pretty easy to understand why
I
many
watched it a
people
lot
watch
growing
this
up
film
because my
at
mom
least
loved
once
this
a year.
movie.
How do you solve a problem like... Oh wait, there's no problem to fix here.
Right. My god. I hope the writer and the narrator are the same person, because I'd be like, if I was the narrator, being like, really? Really? I have to sing and say this? Hope you guys were paid enough.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Remake Grease. There's nothing sacred about Grease.
Grease. This is the only one that we want.
Fuck you. Olivia Newton-John. Pretty sexy.
Meet Me in St. Louis. You
Make
simply
it again.
don't mess with a classic.
There's never been anything
Simply
like it
boring.
in the whole world.
We don't have to come here on a train or stay in a hotel.
Whatever, dude.
It's right in our own
Not
home
crazy about
town.
this one, sorry.
Grandpa, they'll never tear it down, will they?
Well, there's
What is number one?
Seven Brides.
What is number one? What is number one? What hugely obvious musical am I not thinking about right now in the moment? What could it be? What the fuck could it be? Seven Brides or Seven Brothers. Now you're breaking into my great-grandmother's shit.
For Seven Brothers. Its problematic subject matter is better left in the past.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, it is. Oh, it's Singing in the Rain, ain't it? It's gonna be Singing in the Rain.
Gigi, there's just no way to make this story any less creepy today.
Thank heaven for Lee.
So maybe it shouldn't have been made ever.
Good.
Oh.
Oliver, no remake could possibly live up to our expectations.
I've got a friend named Keenan who loves this. I think this is his favorite movie, which is, to me, just feels so random, but I love it too. You know, Artful Dodger for life. But, for my friend's sake, very good friend of mine. Yeah, don't remake Oliver, I guess. It would make this normie extremely unhappy.
Your light fingers.
Your inspiration.
What a
team am I, your partner?
More a friend.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for
You hear it, go
videos
subscribe.
or all of
Milo
them.
Richardson
If you're
about
on
to
your
be over
phone,
there
make sure you
writing
go
some
into your
fire
settings and
videos.
switch on
It'll be lit.
notifications. Number 1,
Of
Singin'
course.
in the Rain, chronicling Hollywood's shift to talkie.
I think Singing in the Rain is a beautiful film. I love the film. I love it a lot. I don't think it's like relevant to remake today. I don't think the themes are necessary to express today. So like I would agree, I don't think a remake is would in any way be valuable, but I don't believe in some like untouchable thing about any musical or piece of art really. Reproduce, remake, refocus, transpose, deconstruct, do whatever you want.
This blissfully idealistic musical took the world by storm, making us all sing and dance in the rain. Featuring the incredible talents of Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and Debbie Reynolds, audiences were...
When they said problematic, I thought we were going to get like Swing Time, the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers film, you know, because that's understandably definitely problematic, but also would deserve a lot of recognition and love.
bowled over by the exceptional numbers and electrifying choreography.
But no, they meant like diversity in Moulin Rouge, which is fucking weird.
And lightning this powerful doesn't normally strike twice. We're also not sure how well the subject matter would translate today. A movie about the transition into the social media age.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. Like, I don't think that this is a relevant thing to talk about too much. I think that in the 50s when this was made, there was like an ever-present nostalgia for that transitional period, but not today. And if you modernized it to something, oh God, it would just be nauseating if you modernized it to like streaming or social media kind of circus. I'd hate that.
Age just doesn't pack the same punch.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's a reason audiences keep returning to this movie, and that's because
great.
it's a timeless classic.
Dancing and singing in the rain.
Do you agree with
Well, I didn't agree with the premise to begin with, but thank you, MsMojo, for allowing me to talk about a bunch of musicals I haven't talked about yet. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for humoring me. And I don't know. I think I provided some decent insight. So, yep. Thank you for watching me.